Thank you so much for being with us, and Mr. Hancock. And I'd like to know what was the inspiration behind your latest film, The Looking Glass?
We titled it Swan Song first, and we actually thought it might be our last picture, and but then the title Swan Song depressed people so much, so we changed it to The Looking Glass. But we wanted to do something serious, with feeling, with a good part for Dorothy, my wife, and who wrote the screenplay. We found a wonderful girl, and that was, we saw there's this wonderful girl, and wouldn't it be nice to tell the story of a grandmother and a granddaughter. And we have grandchildren, and we really would like to pass on a love of arts, the arts, and what that has meant to us, and just pass on everything we think and know. And grandchildren are not very receptive. They're very much involved in their iPad or their computer game, and we thought it would be interesting to try to make a film about the problem of passing on your life force to somebody that has trouble accommodating that.
Well, filmmaking is quite the process, and with all of your years of experience, and I would love to hear any words of wisdom or advice or inspiration that you might have for not just young filmmakers, but any age that's thinking about the art of storytelling, which I think that it is. You do such a great job of that, and I would love to hear what words you have to say about that.
Kazan said something interesting. He said, I'm a good director, but when it's a chapter out of my autobiography, I'm a great director. And I think I would encourage people that were starting out to work personally. That something from your life, just because it's from your life, doesn't mean it's not good. So many people starting out want to they think making a horror picture is a way of breaking into the business because there's always a market for them. And there is, but it tends to be glutted because so many of them are made. But if you can make a horror picture that scares you personally, then you've got a shot with it. I mean, but I think it would, people that are starting out, it's better if it has some real meaning for you than if you're just trying to be a success. Or that's one thing. The other is it's not so hard. With persistence and really looking carefully at movies, and if you can get yourself to start to see shots, to see how it's put together and what they're taking a picture of, and understand how that is done. Movies are so potent that that you kind of pass out and watch them. You aren't intellectually aware of exactly how they're putting them together and how they're doing it. And one way is to turn off the sound, I think, and watch things so you can see, oh, they took a shot of the two of us, and now it's a shot of you and a shot of me. And if you can do that, you can produce something that has some validity and works, maybe.
So I'm aware you direct, you write,
Yeah.
and you co-write with your wife. Is this the first project, or have you always, it seems like there's a collaborative thing happening. Can you talk about
Well, I think
collaboration?
we've done 5 movies together, I think, 5 or 6, something like that. Yeah. I mean, we wrote Weeds together, and we wrote a piece of Eden together. I think maybe I don't know if I got a screen credit as a writer on Suspended Animation. I don't think so. And I didn't on this, but I mean, I certainly influenced, I worked with her on it too, but mainly she wrote this, and so much of her life is in it, so much of her, she had a very important relationship with a foster mother that when she was the age of the girl in the picture almost, really saved her. She had a very difficult family with a lot of violence, a lot of brutality, and so she was she not only identified with the grandmother, but she identified with the little girl in this. And it was about her foster mother. She was in the Herald Tribune Fresh Air Fund and was sent from the slums of New York to a family in Connecticut, and that was a big change in her life.
As an audience member watching films,
Mm-hmm.
and we see this as this big thing, films and all, and
Mm-hmm.
I like to try to break it down to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea of how this relates to people. And it's obvious when someone's writing something from a true place
Yeah.
that it really captures something in anyone in the audience. Would you like to elaborate on directing something that you feel passionate about, that is?
Well, a lot of this was improvised. We picked up the young actress after school about 2 or 3 days, maybe more, a week, and we'd improvise together and read sections of the script and just go shopping or have lunch or something, so that by the time we started to shoot, the 2 principal performers had really bonded in a way, so that they fell in love. So they were able to fight and touch, and that gave it a kind of validity and enabled them to improvise very freely. And some of the best things in the picture, they are just lines they made up.
Well, that shows the very powerful foundation that the screenplay gave them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's wonderful. Do you have a next project in mind, or you were talking about this might be the last film?
No, I just finished a new screenplay.
Can you
I can't
share much, or?
I can't yet, but yeah, I'm very pleased with it, and we're trying to. It's a more expensive picture than this by 100-fold more, and we're trying to get major casting to get it financed.
Congratulations. Well, we
thank
hope
you.
we get to hear more about that
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Yeah,
It is our 15th anniversary.
it is. I thought it was the 10th.
It is the 15th.
Wow.
And it's the first year here in Goshen that we're.
I'm very excited by this move.
Yes.
I think I mean, it's so alive here, and the audiences are coming out for it, and I think you have, the support of a community is so vital to something like this, and I think it's a very smart move.
Thank you. I think everybody feels exactly what you just articulated
Yeah.
about it.
I want to wish a very, very happy 15th anniversary to the Riverbend Film Festival, and I'm excited by this move to Goshen, and I think it's going to become a major, major festival in this country, and it's on a very, very good track.